It is cold, a little icy. Got some breakfast in that bag right there. Got to work today, get off at 12, and then we are going to start tearing apart my CD009 to put the adapter plate on it. So stick around and stay tuned, guys. Okay, all right, we are at AutoZone. Just got done buying some Ultra Black. So we are getting this stuff right here to seal this transmission. So we have to take the faceplate off the CD009 inside of the bell housing, pull that off, and then our adapter plate bolts to that. And so we're going to put a thin layer of RTV over the adapter plate whenever we put it back on, just to ensure that nothing leaks or whatever. There is a pre-made metal gasket, so we're just going to seal on top of that, and then yeah, go from there. That is what we're doing today, and anyways, we're going to head back to the house now. All right, boys. We are here at the CD009, and so what our job is going to consist of today is to take the old slave off and undo all of these bolts around the front face of the transmission. And then once we get that off, we will begin the next step, which is actually applying Permatex to the new adapter plate and bolting it on, and then bolting on the CD009 to T56 slave, and then go from there. So stick around. Okay, so got the all these bolts loose right here. All of these are 12 millimeters, and so check out the top 8, and they come out pretty easy. The bottom 4 down here have Loctite pre-installed on them, and so they're a little bit harder to get off. Okay, have all the bolts out now, and so now we are just going to pull this off like that. You guys will see what this looks like. It's actually pretty clean on the inside. That's what a CD009 looks like on the inside. Pretty cool. Okay, so we have the old plate off. The gasket is cleaned up. We also have some rubber gloves to apply the Permatex. So for one, we're going to start off with putting in our new transmission seal. So we have an input shaft seal right here, OEM Nissan one. And so the way this plate works is, you see there is a bevel on the inside of this lip right here that stops it from going all the way in. And so a neat little trick for this is going to be to take the pilot bearing that comes in the kit, put it on top of the seal, because it fits right in there just like that, and then hammer it down with a hammer, and that should get the seal in there nice and flush. So we're going to go ahead and do that now, and then we're going to apply a thin layer of Permatex to the inside of the adapter plate, throw on the gasket, and then put it on the transmission, because that is the guy, how he recommends installing this. So we're going to go ahead and do that now.
Gina, she's so spicy.
All right, and then once you get it on here, you just pretty much want to spread it around nice and even, just like so. All right, and then once it is evenly applied, this is about what it should look like. You don't want to put too much on here. You don't want it oozing in and out and getting in the way of things. So now we're just going to overlay the stock gasket back over this thing, and then the Permatex should help it stick, so that is an added bonus. So that way it's easier to align. And then we're going to bolt this thing to the transmission, and I'll show you guys which bolts to use with your bolt kit. Okay, this is the bolt kit that comes with it. These long countersink screws are going to go into the actual transmission. And then you have these 2 shorter countersink screws that are used to mount the slave cylinder if you opted for the T56 slave. Okay, so we have the adapter plate bolted on. You do not use Loctite for these, because the fear is that since this is billet aluminum is a little bit softer when cut away. So these threads, for example, if you use
Loctite and never have to go back in here and service this, then the fear is that you might strip out the threads of the adapter plate and have to buy a new one. So that, and these are countersink bolts anyway, they're not really designed to end up rattling out. So it shouldn't be an issue. Now you have 2 countersink bolts as well for this. That you see there's a lot of bolt holes. I believe he said that these are for if somebody wants to run custom setups. But regardless, either way, you put this on here like so, thread the lines between this right here, and then bolt it into place. So now we're gonna go ahead and finish tightening all these bolts down, do a final wipe down of the surface, and then install the T56 slave. All right, and that is how you install your CD009 adapter. We now have the T56 slave mounted up. Everything is hard bolted in. The only bolts you'll have left in the kit are these right here, these 2 longer ones, and then the other 4. Those are for the bell housing bolts. So this kit uses the J2 and J1 plate, I believe. I actually have the J3 plate from the Aristo, so it's no biggie. I'm gonna have to order a bell housing. I didn't mean to get this kit. I meant to get the J3 kit, but it's no biggie. You can get a used flex plate, used bell housing, excuse me, and yeah. So anyways, that is how you install this. All you gotta do now is hook up your clutch lines to your master cylinder, and you ought to be good to go. So that is that. All right, and that is how you install your CD009 adapter. We now have the T56 slave mounted up. Everything is hard bolted in. The only bolts you'll have left in the kit are these right here, these 2 longer ones, and then the other 4. Those are for the bell housing bolts. So this kit uses the J2 and J1 plate, I believe. I actually have the J3 plate from the Aristo, so it's no biggie. I'm gonna have to order a bell housing. I didn't mean to get this kit. I meant to get the J3 kit, but it's no biggie. You can get a used flex plate, used bell housing, excuse me, and yeah. So anyways, that is how you install this. All you gotta do now is hook up your clutch lines to your master cylinder, and you ought to be good to go. So that is that. So what is left now to do is to take the transmission that's in this thing out and get ready to install the CD009. And we also need to get the drive shaft and the pedal kit, as well as apparently order a bell housing. So the next thing I'm going to order is the pedal kit, and we will take the car to get the master cylinder drilled out of the firewall. This is a 2001 car, so this one does not have it already pre-drilled, but the cutout is actually already installed on the car. So all you gotta do actually is just drill it out and hook it up. So once we do that, we can hook up our master cylinder and then our lines to where they'll run on the transmission. So that is going to do it for this video, guys. If you're just now checking into the channel, subscribe for more videos, and keep following along, because this is part 1 of the CD009 swap, and more on the way. So leave a like. The thumbs ups really help. And other than that, guys, have a great day. Peace.